Hello once again, everybody. I'm Jeff. Welcome to Jwicksportalk. Topic of conversation tonight. Briefly, a couple days ago, I watched it. It was a low-budget documentary called Bigger, Stronger, Faster. It was a movie made by Chris Bell. He did a little documentary on the use of steroids. Him, his brothers, his two brothers in particular, are steroid users. And he just went around and just took some film footage of what it did for him, what it did for his brothers, as far as steroids. And anyway, he talked to some politicians, to some doctors, and found out some interesting things about steroids. Well, what it was his one brother went to Cincinnati as a football player, and he said to be able to compete at such a high level of football, he had to take steroids. Obviously, it was used quite a bit throughout the university, but for him to be able to compete, he had to take it. His other brother was wanted being a professional wrestler, and you know, professional wrestling, you got to get big, you got to get strong, you got to get fast. He used steroids. Chris himself wound up being extremely powerful. He was a strong weightlifter, very strong weightlifter. So he used it. They said he talked to some doctors, he talked to some former athletes and all, and he listened to them talk. He really didn't wind up having much of an extremely overall bad opinion, a good opinion either way of steroids. He let the people talk, and he gave some simple, basic facts of steroid use. One of them I found kind of interesting is that with the steroid use, obviously, shrinking of the testicles, your sperm count can get low, you can have acne, you have hair growth in certain areas and all. But I found out is that when you're taking the steroids, you get those side effects. But when you stop taking them, those side effects, they do go away. Now, obviously, with prolonged use of steroids, you do run the risk, obviously, of damaging certain parts of your body, obviously long term. But the side effects that many people think that are there, like roid rage, I mean, yeah, that might be there, but it's not as prevalent as most people do think. A small percentage of people have some type of a roid rage. Other people dying left and right from use of steroids, I don't really see it. One of the things was kind of a little debatable they had on the documentary was the death of Lyle Alzado, the fabulous defensive lineman for the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. He died. He had like a brain tumor. Well, he seemed to think it was used from steroids. He came out saying that he used steroids throughout his whole career, and that was probably the reason why he got a brain tumor. Well, that's still a little bit up in the air. Can steroids damage? Yeah, but probably not as bad as most people think. If you ever get a chance, it's called Bigger, Stronger, Faster. It's a good documentary. I do highly recommend it. Now, also you got to keep in mind that steroids used in the medical field for fixing certain types of problems in the medical field. So steroids certainly do have their place, without a shadow of a doubt. Honestly, I don't feel that they should be in the world of sports. I think that if you're going to get anywhere, hard work, determination should pay off. But in the world that we live in nowadays, the way with the big bucks, if there's a will, there's a way, and there's a will, there's a way. It's going to wind up finding to cheat, basically. One thing I would like to say, okay, is that now I'm not an athlete, never have, never will be, and all, but I know what I put in my body, okay. And the one thing is when you give people, like athletes, like a list of things you don't put into your body, and you want them testing positive for and you kind of come up with like, well, I didn't know, how did I get in there? I didn't know, or it must have been the doctor or something. You got to start holding people really more accountable. Maybe one strike and the next one you're out. You're grown up, you're professional. You need to really understand what things you're doing, what you're putting into your body. And I really would like to see athletes and doctors, trainers, whatever, being held more accountable. If it's not supposed to go in your body, you don't put it in your body. Plain and simple. If you get caught once, well, I'd really like to see what you get penalized. I'd like to see really get jacked up, and don't penalize somebody who makes $75 million a year. Don't penalize them $5,000. What's that? Absolutely nothing. Penalize them really good, okay? And if you do get caught again, make sure they never play that sport ever again. I'd love to see that. Well, I'm Jeff. That's all the time I have for this week. Thanks for watching Jwick Sports Talk, and I'll see you again next week.